So we're back here again, Jay Graves on the Gravedigger Report. Have a great guest, wide receiver Marquis Montgomery from Cal Berkeley. Wide hands, 6'5", 205. Let's go ahead and add him to the show. Marquis, how you doing, man?
Doing great. How are you doing?
Doing great, doing great. Glad to have you on here on the Gravedigger Report, man. So, Marquis, you went to a junior college in Utah, and now you're at Cal Berkeley, wide receiver, and your name is just buzzing all over. During that transition while you were at Snow College, the junior college, you were able to, transition into one of the top wide receivers in junior college, as far as with, having Penn State, having Texas A&M, and also being able to have Utah as well too. And now you're in Cal. How does that feel with the whole transition?
It feels great. Just being able to become at the D1 level that I've always knew I would be at. It's such a blessing. Something that I've always dreamt of, and something that I always knew was going to happen one day. Obviously, coming from a JUCO to D1 is kind of an adjustment for a lot of players. So it was definitely something to get used to. But I came and I hit the ground running. So everything is fun.
Noted. Now, with the transition coming from the junior college and now being at Cal, what was that off-season transition like, as far as with the workouts and also being able to be prepared for this type of season that you're going to have?
I would say the off-season workouts over here at Cal are definitely on another level than it was at JUCO. So
Right.
it was definitely kind of hard. I'm not gonna lie, kind of hard at first, but it helped me to get stronger, get better, and be able to perform at the highest level, playing with a bunch of other great athletes at the Division I level. So it's been good, and I'm starting to get the hang of everything.
Noted and received. So we know that you're actually a military kid and you actually traveled around, a lot. Do you feel as if that Cal is kind of like your home as of right now, being a Cal Bear, being able to transition in and say, you know what, I feel, like this is like very sturdy. This is where I'm at. And, I'm able to move forward in my productivity and play high level football.
Yeah, most definitely. Just being able to, when I came here on an official visit and just like
Right.
looking at the community and just seeing like all the stuff that this area has to offer, it just felt like home. Like
Okay.
just the different opportunities that is being given to like the athletes over here, both on the field and off the field. It's endless. So I'm definitely blessed to be here.
Noted. Now, with you actually being in camp as of right now, how's that whole transition and being with the the wide receiver core? Because you're coming in, with that size, and I know individuals are kind of like, wow, look at this gentleman right here, 6'5", 205, and he's able to, be able to block. He's able to come downfield and get open. How was that whole, collaboration of being with those wide receivers?
It's been great. When I first came, the wide receivers just welcomed me with open arms. So I've been able to learn a lot from them,
Mhm.
and just been able to just really show the receivers and show like the people here at Cal like what I can do. Me being the size that I am is not the average receiver size. So I'm just trying to make the most of my opportunities and just trying to just use my size as an advantage.
Noted. Now let's get right to it, Marquise. We know that you're actually playing, in the Pac-12. The competition. We're talking about Stanford. We're talking about University of Southern California. We're talking about big time. We're talking about lights. What do you have to bring to the table for that? Because individuals are watching.
Yeah, I would say like I just bring just my athleticism and like again like what I said earlier, just my size, like just being 6'4", 205, just being able to use that size against smaller DBs and just being able to create mixed matches like every day. So I feel like it's going to be a great time playing in the Pac-12. It's always been a dream of mine ever since I was younger, just growing up being a West Coast kid, and
Yeah.
just playing in the Pac-12 was something that I've always wanted to do. So now that I'm here at this moment, I'm going to make the most of everything.
Noted. Now, with the listener, viewers, and followers, what are some of the things that we need to look out for? What is, and here on the Gravedigger Report, we've been watching. We've seen at Snow College. We know that you were at Independence as well, too. We know there was a COVID year. We also know that you're actually a basketball player. So we know you know how to get up and go and catch that, that pass, in the end zone, and et cetera. You're not afraid to go across, the middle. So what are some of the things, as far as for the listener viewers, that we need to look out for as far as for you, Marquise?
I would say just being able to just watch me, like when just going down the field for those deep passes.
Yeah.
Something that I feel like I specialize in, just being able to just go over the top and to just come down with every 50-50 ball. Something that I was told from a coach when I was younger is that with my size, like there is no such thing as a 50-50 ball. Like it's always going to be mine. So just being able to just go and just dominate on the field, dominate against anybody who's in front of me is something to be looking out for.
Receive. How's your chemistry with the quarterbacks, with you coming on and being able to be in camp? You guys are starting to, make sure that you're on the same page to ensure that there's a one-on-one or a check off or just in general. How is that?
I would say the chemistry is really great. We have some really good QBs over here. We had some transfers that have come in. So, we spend a lot of time on the field and off the field, just being able to, bond with each other, like off the field, and just being able to understand like how we are as a person. So I would say the chemistry is really good with the quarterbacks, and throughout these practices, whenever we would have like 1-on-ones or like
Right.
7-on or something like that, they would just like throw it up to me, like they know the kind of player that I am, so they know I'm always going to come down with the ball. So just being able to have them trust me with them just throwing the ball up, it's awesome.
Well, speaking of that, there was actually a film that came out last week with you, taking, the ball, out of the air. It's kind of like a ball hawk, with those long arms that you have. And it was actually surfacing on the internet with you going down the field. So, a lot of us were not, too surprised to see that. As far as for yourself, are you kind of like a film guy? Do you watch a lot of film, or do you one of those individuals that's like, hey, when I get on the field, the game is, slow to me? And well, starting to become very slow to you because you're actually moving forward, and your productivity is being a wide receiver, and that's growing. So, do you watch a lot of film?
I would say, yeah, I definitely watch a decent amount of film. Like I would say, film is definitely important. Just being able to research the opponent, research who's going to be going up against you, and just understanding their mannerisms, how they play on certain downs, how they play in
Right.
certain situations. It's important so that you can use that to your advantage. But I also say that, like, I also like to just go on the field and just basically have that mindset that I'm gonna dominate who's in front of me no matter what. I'm gonna come out on top. So.
No, no, no. So now, as far as for yourself as a wide receiver, are you one of those individuals that hang out with the offensive linemen, or you hang with the defensive linemen, strong safeties? Because we already know that they can say that wide receivers are like prima donnas. You guys wear the headband around your neck.
Yeah.
And everything, but like, who do you hang with as far as your type of football player, wide receiver?
I would say I hang out with with anybody. I don't really hang out with like a certain group.
Right.
I just like to be like have good relationships with like everyone on the team. And not just being able and not just like I don't want to be awkward around like certain like certain people. So I hang out with anybody. I'm cool with anybody.
Noted. And how's the coaching staff? We know that there was an interesting, story as far as with you transitioning, to Cal, and the coaching staff is great there. They're implementing and adopting, some great things as far as for the atmosphere. And Cal has always been great. And as far as for yourself, can you let us know for the listener, viewers, and followers, how was that whole transition as far as for yourself, with the recruiting?
You said how was the transition with recruiting?
Yeah, yeah, with the recruiting, as far as with with the coach coming down and coming to see you, and he's very
Yeah.
adamant. Yeah,
Yeah, it was definitely it was really cool to see like how invested the coaching staff was like
yeah,
in me, and like
hmm
before they even offered me a scholarship, they were still like 100% invested, just really caring about me, really understanding like how I am, how I'm doing off the field, and also like being able to really hear what they can do to help me on the field and help me to get to where I'm. It was definitely a good transition with the coaches.
definitely, definitely. You know what? One thing that I can say about you, Marquis, is that we see that with your ability, that it's a huge upscale. And I think that a lot of the analysts and recruits and scouts they're able to see that. I believe you're an individual that has grown into your size. You're a two-way athlete. You play basketball as well too. You're very athletic. I don't think that you have actually even reached your peak. Far as an athlete. on the field as a wide receiver. And it's going to be great to see you at Cal this year playing against some competition, that is going to be, NFL ready. And we're talking about at USC, we're talking about at Stanford, Arizona State, and other teams as well, too. So I know that you're actually looking forward to that. And if you are, can you speak to that?
Yeah, I'm looking forward to just going against all these great athletes here in the Pac-12. I'll say that Pac-12 they definitely produce a lot of skill players in the
Yeah,
NFL. So just being able to go against guys that are going to be in the league someday is going
yeah,
to help me. It's going to help me become better. And being in the league is something that I'm striving for, something that I want to do. So it's a blessing to be playing in this conference at this level and with these great athletes. So I look forward to it every day.
yeah. If you had to look at your schedule, is there one notable game that you're kind of like, you know what? I'm showing up on this game. This is where I'm at. Everybody's going to be there. Mom and dad is going to be watching. I'm there.
It would definitely have to be our first home game against Auburn.
Okay.
Just being able to make a statement on
Yeah.
that game against a good SEC opponent,
Mm-hmm.
I feel like that would definitely help me a lot, and just being able to, just perform and just be myself and do what I've always been capable of doing. And I actually have a former teammate that I used to play with at Snow College, and he's a DB at Auburn right now. So, it's gonna be cool linking up with him again. So,
Yeah, it will be good. And then the first play, you want to go down at least 50, 60 yards, for yourself. Well, here on the Gravedigger Report, Marquis, we wish you nothing but the best. We wish, Cal, Berkeley, and also the coaching staff, and also the school and the community, we know that they're behind you. We know that the family is well, too. And we'll love to have you back on. Hats off to, your whole transition. We know that it wasn't easy. And we also know that you're a journeyman, and your journey is just now beginning, with these bright lights. We want to say, hats off to you. And we also say, encourage yourself. And it's not about the destination. It's about the journey that molds you. And your journey is just now starting to begin.
Yes, sir.
All right. You take it easy.
Thank you so much.
Yes, sir. So that's another episode here on the Gravedigger Report. You can follow me, Jeremiah Graves, on www.gravediggerreport.com, or you can follow me on Instagram, Gravedigger IG. Until then, take it easy.